Hey, Mario Rodriguez here. I'm going to be talking about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite because, oh my god, there's just so much to talk about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm trying to make the video too long here. Bottom line, everyone is very disappointed of this game, and we only got 2 months left to go before it's finally released in September, and there's really not much they can do in these 2 months. A lot of people, they're hoping for a lot of improvements and a lot of stuff. It's like, let's be realistic here. They only got 2 months. They can only do so much. You know how it is. So, okay, when the game was first announced, it was so awesome. It was we saw Ryu and Mega Man X. Everybody's, oh my god, Mega Man X, oh my god, you know? And you got Captain America, Captain Marvel, that's pretty awesome. Then we saw Morrigan and Iron Man, and we saw that the bad guys are going to be Ultron and Sigma, and they're going to fuse into Ultron Sigma, and it's going to be super epic. And you got the Infinity Gems too, so it's oh my god, it's I don't believe we ever had the Infinity Gems in the Versus game yet. They were first introduced in Marvel superheroes, but I don't remember them being used in the Versus game, so that's pretty awesome. But then we saw the roster, and we saw that's mostly characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or characters that you already expect were going to be in the game anyway. So you got your Captain America, Iron Man, the Hulk, Doctor Strange, you got Rocket, and then you got Ryu, Chun Li, Morrigan, Captain Commando, no, I'm sorry, Bionic Commando, Strider, Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts, Chris Redfield, Dante, all them people, but they're people that we've already seen in Part 3, not a big deal. We do got some new guys. I mean, Mega Man X is new, and Ultron and Sigma are also new to the series, and they did throw in Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy, and again, like I mentioned, Captain Marvel, she's also new. So you get some new people, and Black Panther is going to be DLC too. So, you got some new people and stuff, but it's not that dramatic. No real character really makes you jump back and act like, oh my god, they put this guy in the game, or, ooh, it's going to be awesome, they got this guy in the game. Nothing that really makes it, pop, And, again, it's all very heavily influenced on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's all the Avengers characters. We got some Guardians of the Galaxy characters. Of course, Black Panther's having his movie soon, so we got Black Panther DLC, and Captain Marvel is going to appear in the Infinity War movie eventually, so that's the same. It's all going on now. And of course, the big thing is no X-Men characters, and it's pretty stupid because this whole thing started with the X-Men. The first game started, this whole thing was X-Men Children of the Atom. And from there we got Marvel Superheroes, and then X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, and of course Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2, 3, and now Infinite. So, and even if you want to be very strict, even the first Marvel vs. Capcom game had X-Men characters in it. Wolverine has been in every single game, and Magneto has been in either every single or almost every single, because I really don't remember if he was in the first Marvel vs. Capcom or not, but he's been in a lot of the games. So, those two characters should be in the game, but no. And yes, I know that in the movies, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel films, they own anything related to the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Sony owns Spider-Man, and it's a very weird thing how, Spider-Man's in the Marvel movies, but he still belongs to Sony, and I guess they're borrowing him, and Sony wants to make movies about Venom, the Black Cat, and Silver Sable, but without Spider-Man in them, or, I don't even know how that works. Black Cat and Silver Sable, maybe, but Venom is basically an evil Spider-Man. How does that work without Spider-Man? The reason he has the spider design and shoots the webs and stuff is because of Spider-Man, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, so no X-Men characters in the game. There's rumors, or I should say hopeful expectations from fans that they might be DLC. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. But the thing is, honestly speaking, this roster is so lackluster, so boring, so backbones that if they do have the X-Men DLC later on, it'll probably just be Wolverine, Magneto, Storm, the people you've already seen, and not I mean, yeah, of course, bring back Wolverine and Magneto and Storm, I got no problem with that, but also throw in some new guys, throw in Mr. Sinister, throw in Apocalypse as an actual playable character or something, throw in someone, like someone different than just the ones we're already expecting. Like maybe bring back Sabretooth. We haven't really seen them in this new graphical style. Hell, throw in Lady Deathstrike, just newer characters too, not just the same old, because I'm getting a feling that that's what they're going to do. They're going to release the X-Men, and it's just the same old X-Men that we've seen, like always. No, like, new dramatic characters or nothing, I don't know. But anyways, the big thing that really made me like get up and be like, okay, I gotta film a rant about this, or a discussion, or whatever you want to call this video, because I'm not gonna stream at 2 in the morning. But like Capcom, or at least a part of Capcom that's working on this game, are basically doing whatever to cover their asses and to stay firm to this game, and basically not really like they're, I guess they're listening to the fans, but they're not gonna change the game. Like, you can bitch and complain, but that's how the game is. So people complain about the graphics. They complain the graphics look like too similar to Part 3, or Part 3 might look better. They're saying like, oh, well, that's just the lighting, because the demo already came out. People did have their chance to play the game, so it's like, oh, it's just the lighting. Most of those levels are kind of dark, but when you see the actual game, some stages got different lighting. You'll really see how cool the characters look and all that stuff. And maybe you should judge, when you actually have the game in your hands and actually play it for yourself, like, you'll see and everything. But the thing is, the demo kind of shows you already what the game is. I mean, like I said, again, it's already late in the game. They're not going to throw in another 10 or so characters that no one's ever heard of, like, to this point. I mean, and the graphics aren't going to be suddenly super improved either. They might improve a thing or two, but, I mean, they're making it sound like they're going to rework the game from the ground up in 2 months to fix it. They're not, And they're already, like, saying the thing about, like, wait till you see the visuals, wait till you actually play the game and have it in your hand and all that stuff. Like, I don't know, it sounds like a very long-winded way of saying, FTFU, this is how the game's going to look, just shut up and buy it, And then, oh my god, the worst one is, I recently read an article now. I'll post a link below on these articles. You can actually go on Google. If you just Google Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they should be the newer articles popping up on it. But now they're saying that, like, for example, like, we may not have Magneto in the game, but, like, we got you covered. Like, people love Magneto because he does, like, the air, like, the hovering and all that stuff. But, hey, Nova does the hovering, Ultron does the hovering. We got characters do the hovering, too. I mean, you won't miss that at all. I mean, that's stupid. I mean, people love Magneto because you love Magneto. You want to control the master of magnetism, I mean, it's like saying that Ryu's not Street Fighter, but, that's okay. Ken throws fireballs too, and Akuma does the Dragon Punch too. I mean, we got you covered. I mean, no. People love the characters too. They love the actual character. I mean, yes, Magneto hovering is a bonus. People use that for combos and stuff, but they love the character too. I mean, who does not want to control, like I said before, the master of magnetism, But another thing, they also said, like, something to the effect of, like, we want to make the game modern and all that stuff. Like the modern Marvel fan will remember most of these X-Men characters nowadays, but they'll sure know who the Avengers are and who the Guardians are. Shut up! First of all, Logan just came out in theaters. It wasn't that long ago that Logan was in theaters. Wolverine, X-Men, one of the most, people are saying it's like the best comic book movie ever, or at least probably one of the best of the X-Men movies ever. I mean, the X-Men have still appeared in, like, they got, like, new Marvel mobile games. That's another thing. Why is it okay? Because I guess, Disney owns Marvel. They own everything. They gotta say the yes or no here and there. So why can they have games like the Marvel Contest of Champions and the new one that just came out recently, the Marvel Fight for the Future? Why can the X-Men be in those games with no problem and not in this one, you see? So people playing the mobile games and stuff, they're going to know who the X-Men are. Who does not know? Who does not know who Wolverine is, who Magneto is, who, like, Storm or Cyclops, Colossus? Like, who does not know who these people are? I mean, hell, Colossus was in Deadpool, and Deadpool was, like one of the most awesome movies ever. People are just waiting for Deadpool 2, and Deadpool kind of sort of falls in the X-Men universe, like part of the, like, he's not necessarily a member, but he's also a mutant, and he still kind of falls in there. And you can't tell me, like, oh, people are not going to know who Deadpool is. I mean, no, fuck off. That's an excuse. Now, the Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, yes, I know they're popular because of the movies, not many people know about them from the comics. You know, people did not know about these characters at all until the movie. So don't give me that shit, okay? The average person probably thinks that they're just made up for the movies, or they're just, you know, they don't even know about the comics or nothing. They don't even know that in, like, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the comics, they actually had Peter Quill in love with Kitty Pryde, and Agent Venom's in the team, and the Thing is on the team, and Iron Man talks to them once in a while. It's like they probably don't even know that. They just know it's in the movie. So don't give me that shit, okay? That's just like all these excuses. Oh, no one's gonna remember the X-Men, so you know we don't need them in the game. And you see, I don't like that statement either, because that kind of makes it sound like they're not gonna have X-Men DLC because no one's gonna remember them. So like, I wouldn't be surprised after hearing that statement if the other like potential future DLC turns out to be like the Scarlet Witch, the Vision, what's his name? I forgot that stupid name for now. The Winter Soldier, War Machine, all of them, and of course looking suspiciously like the movies, or Star-Lord, or you know, whatever antagonist that Black Panther's gonna face in this movie. Maybe he'll appear too. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to be too surprised if that's what the DLC is going to consist of, if they really want to push this whole Marvel thing forward. Because, yeah, they got all the Avengers characters. Gamora's in the game, too. Groot's going to assist Rocket in some of his moves. And, of course, Captain America, Hawkeye, and Rocket all look like the movie versions now and everything. So, it's like, I don't know. And they also tried to ignore, like, there's other articles mentioning a lot about Chun Li. Because, oh my god, Chun Li. What have they done to you, Chun Li? What have they done to you? Like, her face looks so messed up. I don't know why. And her body just looks weird. It doesn't look like that. It's hard to describe. It's like she looks thick, but not in the good way. And no offense to the thick girls out there. You know, you girls are awesome. But it's just, Chun Li has certain proportions that we're used to in basically every single game she's ever been in. And I don't know why she looks like that now. And the weird thing is that the other girls in the game, Morrigan, Captain Marvel, and who was the third one? There was someone else. Gamora. Yeah, they all look okay. So why was Chun Li of all people, why was she hit with the ugly stick? I mean, she's the first lady of fighting games. It's just so weird. And I'm not 100% sure, like one of these guys in articles asked about it and whatever, and then try to bring the subject back and everything. And like, I'm not really sure, like Capcom kind of like danced around the subject of whether or not they're going to do anything. They did remind us a lot that, hey, we only got 2 months left to go, realistically speaking. We only got 2 months left to go for the game itself, fuck, and whatever. So I seriously doubt they're going to devote time to Chun-Li's face and her overall body and everything. And it's kind of weird because, I mean, what can you do? I mean, they're already, like, the cover of the game has Chun-Li on it, and she looks like, you know, her weird, fucked up self. And, like, if you pre-order the game, it comes with, I believe, Ryu, Mega Man X, Captain America, and Chun-Li figures. And the Chun-Li figure is based on the fucked up piece of shit Chun-Li from the game. So, like, it would be too late to go back and change the figure. I mean, you're not going to make Chun-Li look like her Street Fighter 4 / Street Fighter 5 self and still have the figure, you know, looking fucked up. And it's like people are paying big money to pre-order these things, to have these figures. I mean, oh, I just don't know. That's just too much. I really don't know what happened. Because that's the thing, though. These things have to go through people. They have to get approved by people. Someone has to see this. And it's like, I mean, it takes like thousands of frames of animations from all of Chun-Li's like cinematics or her attacks, the voice actress, you know, all the things that you got to do. And not one moment during the whole process did you stop and say, whoa, she looks kind of fucked up, man. Let's kind of redo the face there. It's just so weird. I don't even know how. And this is not like Mighty Number 9 or some other whatever game. This is Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It's supposed to be a AAA title. This is one of those $60 games that probably cost over $100 if you pre-order to get the figures. And I think there was an Infinity Gauntlet replica or the gems or something. I don't know, some big thing. It's supposed to be the big one. It's supposed to be the big competition to rock the fighting game block, which is kind of hard because not only do we got Injustice 2 kicking all sorts of ass, Tekken 7 is coming out just next month too, and people are still going to probably be pretty high on that game, and they're going to forget about it by the time Marvel comes out. I mean, Tekken 7 is going to be rocking the house and everything, and Akuma's in that game too. And then, of course, the big shocker was that Dragon Ball Fighter Z was announced for next year, and it is 3-on-3 fighting as opposed to this game going to 2-on-2 fighting for whatever reason. It's a 3-on-3 fighting. It's very crazy, fast-paced action. The characters look like well animated. They look like they're like right out of the cartoon. It's like 3D graphics but painted over with like 2D graphics to really look like the anime cartoon. They don't look like, I mean, say what you will about the Budokai and all those games, they're not cartoony. They're still like rendered graphics or something. This looks like straight up cartoony graphics. It looks like super awesome. And even with the 6 characters that are announced, it's just Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Cell, Frieza, Boo. But even with them, it looks awesome. And you can tell that, of course, obviously there are more characters coming out between now and February. But that game rocked the house. That game showed them like how Capcom used to be, like how badass Capcom used to be when they first made Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 and all that. But now it's like, I don't know. I just don't know. So anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. And I'm going to put the links below to these articles because it's just, it's weird. It goes from, like, this started with the X-Men, we're going to kick them out, and now we're going to say stuff like, well, the modern Marvel fan won't remember the X-Men characters anyway. I say, bullshit. Who doesn't know Wolverine and Deadpool? At least Wolverine and Deadpool, and probably Professor Xavier because he was in the movie too. It's like, no, fuck you. fuck you, man. I mean, you can even put Negasonic Teenage Warhead in the game if you want to. Her brand, they probably recognize her, man. Just fuck you. Anyways, guys, Mark Rodriguez here, and what can I say? This was a game that everybody was just like, oh my god, oh, whatever, when it was first announced. But now it just looks like it's going to be a very, very big disappointment. Street Fighter V, to many, is a big disappointment. And it's Street Fighter. I mean, Street Fighter started this whole fighting game craze. How can Street Fighter V, like, fuck up and whatever? And they did. And now it's kind of like, how can a Marvel vs. Capcom game that, oh my god, it's like next gen, how can that ever be fucked up? And, well, yeah, they did. So, I don't know what to say here. You know, for people that want a Darkstalkers game, like, now would be a horrible time to do it. Wait till these guys leave and have some other guys in charge and maybe know how to make actual fighting games, and maybe they'll make a good one. But now would be the worst time for Darkstalkers or Rival Schools or some other Capcom game to come back because they would fuck it up like they're fucking up Street Fighter V and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Anyways, guys, Mark Rodriguez here. See you all next time because, again, I don't want to yell, scream, and cuss because it's pretty early in the AM. Take care.